When Gail Ferrari-Hurst's former husband died, she wasn't counting on fighting his superannuation fund. She says it took months to get the remaining $16,000 Russell left in his Cbus account, which he had nominated to go to her.
Angry, furious, not just for us at the time, for everyone, anyone who has to do it.
Gail missed out on a $100,000 insurance payout for her husband's death. Just 18 days before Russell died, Cbus cancelled his insurance policy. The super fund had sent her former husband 4 warning letters in the post, as it's required to do by law. But Gail says Russell had been in and out of hospital for years with a heart condition that likely led to his death, and so the mail was never opened.
I was the nominee on his account as well as the beneficiary. So I thought, for all intents and purposes, particularly during such a tumultuous time, like COVID lockdowns and everything, that perhaps they could have just contacted me and said, we've been mailing Russell. I mean, he'd had the policy for over 2 decades.
Cbus has apologised to Gail for any distress caused and said its claims team would like to assist her with queries about the insurance cover. But it says laws passed by the Morrison government required it to cancel Mr Hurst's insurance after 16 months of account inactivity if its repeated letters to him went unanswered and he didn't opt in to keep paying insurance premiums. Cbus says it raised concerns about these laws before they were passed. Gail's case comes as Cbus faces a separate lawsuit from corporate watchdog ASIC over allegations the super fund took more than a year to pay thousands of death and disability claims. Assistant Treasurer Stephen Jones has put other super funds on notice to lift their game.
This is absolutely unacceptable when somebody is making a death claim. By definition, this is one of the most difficult, tragic parts of their life. The last thing they need is a delay in the processing of that claim.
He says if super funds don't improve claim processing times, he might force them to.
I'm considering what can be done to put in place some mandatory standards, whether it's around the area of death and disability claims or other areas. But the message is clear, the status quo is not good enough.
As Australia's $4 trillion superannuation industry grows, it's set to face far closer scrutiny. Corporate cop ASIC has made it clear it's investigating a host of other super funds over delays in claims processing. There are also calls for a new code of conduct to regulate the industry.
If the superannuation sector came up with such a code that gave additional rights to consumers, then that's something ASIC would welcome.
Thank you for your complaint.
Gail says she gave up fighting for life insurance money. Russell thought he was leaving her when he died. But she has this message for super funds.
They need to just be a bit more attentive and just be a bit more compassionate and caring.
Compassion that Gail and many other Australians feel super funds have lacked.